There is a massive update in the Charlie Kirk case. Who killed him? Of course, Tyler Robinson is behind bars, and now ATF is saying they cannot match up the bullet that was used to kill Charlie Kirk with the rifle that they are pinning to Tyler Robinson. Wild day in this, what is now, I think, the greatest conspiracy of our lifetime. New court filing: the bullet used to kill Charlie Kirk does not match the rifle allegedly used by suspect Tyler Robinson. The murder weapon and the alleged murder weapon are not the same weapon. This is not a minor evidentiary dispute. If the bullet doesn't match the gun, the prosecution's case has a fundamental problem. Joe Kent, which we've been reporting on, said on Tucker Carlson that the NCTC investigation into Kirk's death was stopped. Kent said Kirk's last words to him were, "Stop us from getting into a war with Iran." The investigation was stopped, and now the bullet doesn't match the gun. Can you guys believe this? But here's Candace Owens, again, kind of vindicated. We don't know who killed Charlie Kirk, but we know he's dead, right? There's so many different theories. Did Turning Point USA? No. Again, there's no evidence of that, but there's certainly evidence that this might be a job done by people that wanted Charlie Kirk's voice to be removed from the discussion around the pending war.
I have recorded and documented every piece of this case. I have been meticulous about this. There is an overwhelming, they love to use that word, there was an overwhelming amount of evidence that the feds set this kid up as a patsy. Everyone in the town, all the local sheriff departments, the SWAT team, they believe that the feds came in and they started lying and they were sending people on wild goose chase, and they, said the gun was here and they said it was over there. There was no gun. They didn't want the bomb dogs to go into certain places. Like I said, I am not getting this information from people that do not have the credibility to assert that. That's how I got the pictures inside of the car. Okay, I'm speaking to people with firsthand intimate knowledge, and they all believe that the feds set this up. I want to find Charlie's real killer.
Jeez, how about that? I tell you what, say what you want about Candace Owens. If shit hits the fan, you want her on your side. Now, my question that I don't have any answers to is, if this was a situation where they were killing Charlie Kirk, if the government was taking him out, they couldn't have found an easier way to do it?
Breaking news into the Don Lemon Show newsroom about Charlie Kirk's death. Charlie Kirk bullet analysis finds no conclusive link to rifle found near the scene. Now, we've heard all these conspiracy theories from people like Candace Owens and others who are close to Charlie Kirk. They don't believe. And I've been like, everyone's been like, oh my gosh, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. Now, what they're saying is that the fragment may not be big enough to conclusively do it. And this is analysis from the ATF, alcohol, tobacco, firearms, and explosives. And they're saying the rifle found near the scene is not conclusively, they cannot conclusively connect a bullet fragment to it. What in the clandestine, weird thing is going on here? Now, if they can only do a very similar investigation on Butler, Pennsylvania,
it is being reported that the bullet that killed Charlie Kirk was not linked to the weapon that was used allegedly by Tyler Robinson. Tyler Robinson is facing capital murder charges for the murder of conservative podcaster Charlie Kirk that happened September of 2025. Now, his defense is saying that, hey, the bullet that was used to kill Charlie Kirk is not a bullet that ATF was successfully able to match to the alleged murder weapon or the rifle that Tyler Robinson allegedly used. Now, there's all types of conspiracy theories about who actually killed Charlie Kirk, with some conservative podcasters saying that it was Israel that did it. Do I think Israel killed Charlie Kirk? Absolutely not. Let's just use our brains here. Charlie Kirk was not some prolific anti-Zionist at the time of his death. And I'm sure, he might have been like, oh, no war with Iran, possibly, but who knows if he would have done that. He probably would have fell in line to what Trump was saying, but we don't don't know because he was murdered. Now, what ATF is essentially going to do is go over more findings, see what they can find, if they can link it. If they can't link it, we'll know very soon. This is a developing story, and I'll keep y'all updated as more information becomes available.
According to my source, they don't know how the rifle got onto the roof. That's interesting. How are we bringing this to trial? Now, regarding the bullets, the source says that it was too fragmented to match Tyler's rifle. They don't have even the bullet.
According to a new court filing, the bullet used to take Charlie Kirk's life did not match the rifle used by Tyler Robinson, the suspect in the case. Now, this story has gone incredibly viral, has like 14 million views on Twitter at the time of filming this, but there's more to the story. This is a pretty misleading headline. So Tyler Robinson's defense attorneys now argue that the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives was unable to identify the bullet recovered at autopsy to the rifle allegedly tied to Mr. Robinson. And now they may offer the ATF firearm analyst testimony as exculpatory evidence, they said in a motion filed on Friday to push the preliminary hearing back at least 6 months. Now, here's the thing. The reason the bullet didn't match the rifle is because the bullet shattered on impact, making it incredibly difficult to link it to the rifle. And so the result came back inconclusive. Not that the bullet didn't match, it was just inconclusive. They even said that in a court filing, saying a 4-page ATF report on a comparison between a bullet jacket recovered during an autopsy of Charlie Kirk and a rifle recovered by law enforcement, quote, the result of the comparison was inconclusive. So really, the story is nowhere near as crazy as the headline makes it seem. It's just one of those things that goes viral online. There's plenty of evidence against Tyler Robinson in this case, and whenever it goes to trial, I expect him to be convicted, but we shall see.
Investigators noted inscriptions that had been engraved on casings found with the rifle. Inscriptions on a fired casing read, "Notices bulges, capital OWO, what's this question mark?" Inscriptions on the 3 unfired casings read, "Hey fascist, exclamation point, catch, exclamation point." Up arrow symbol, right arrow and symbol, and 3 down arrow symbols. A second unfired casing read, "Oh Bella Chow, Bella Chow, Bella Chow, Chow Chow." And a third unfired casing read, "If you read this, you are gay, LMAO."
Unfortunately, I don't even know what that means anymore. But here's a press release from not too long ago, March 27, 2025, from the Salem Media Group, bragging about Charlie Kirk being the #1 show that they have, the #1 conservative podcast in America, it says right here, and #2 in news podcasts overall. So clearly very, very influential, leading us to the next bit of investigating, which is who runs the Salem Media Group. Early last year, it was announced that the Salem Media Group appointed a guy by the name of Brad Parscale as their chief strategy officer. And Parscale is described as an expert in digital marketing and online strategy, social media. He was actually the digital media director for Donald Trump's 2016 and 2020 campaign. But guess what else he is? A foreign agent. Shout out to Americans for Nonprofit Transparency.org for this great piece of investigative reporting. They have uncovered Salem Media Group and Brad Parscale's undisclosed foreign agent role. Quote, according to DOJ FARA filing 7649, Brad Parscale owns and operates Clock Tower X LLC, a registered foreign agent for the government of Israel. I don't even have to say allegedly here. This is proof that one of the largest conservative media organizations in America is a foreign agent for Israel. Here is the official paperwork. Name of registrant, Clock Tower X LLC, registration number 7649. Name of foreign principal, State of Israel. Address 9 Yitzhak Rabin Boulevard, Jerusalem, Israel. Country represented, Israel. And executed by one Bradley Parscale, dated September 18th, 2025. Holy moly, could that be why they killed Charlie Kirk? Charlie Kirk, if we remember, was assassinated on September 10th, 2025, which is just 8 days prior to this FARA registration. Guys, remember when it was reported that Charlie Kirk refused this massive offer from Benjamin Netanyahu shortly before his death? Quote, Charlie Kirk rejected an offer this year from Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to arrange a massive new infusion of Zionist money into his Turning Point USA organization, America's largest conservative youth association, according to a longtime friend of the slain commentator speaking on the condition of anonymity. And then he winds up dead, and Netanyahu's like, we didn't do it. We would, of course, never kill Charlie Kirk. Okay, this is very interesting and also very sus that Clock Tower X, which is Brad Parscale's firm, had a contract with the Israeli Ministry of Foreign Affairs that was upped in December, which is 2 months after Charlie Kirk was assassinated, and includes a delivery of monthly updated audience segmentation and sentiment analysis, including Gen Z and other U.S. demographic groups, key U.S. demographic groups. And also as a part of that contract, Parscale's firm is also integrating pro-Israel messaging into the Salem Media Network 2 months after Charlie Kirk was assassinated. So let me get this straight. 8 days after Charlie Kirk is assassinated, the people who run his show registers as a foreign agent, and then...
So you're telling me that the sheriff who personally got tipped off that Tyler Robinson was the shooter all of a sudden resigned today over misconduct in the Charlie Kirk case. Do I have that right? Because apparently the Daily Mail is now reporting that the bullet used to kill Charlie Kirk did not match the rifle allegedly used by suspect Tyler Robinson. Our FBI tried to convince a bunch of Americans who know their guns, right? Like, we know our shit when it comes to our guns. Tried to convince us that a 30-06 was the gun used in the Charlie Kirk assassination, and it was Candace who was like, yeah, no. Everybody called Candace crazy. So it begs to question, guys, who killed Charlie Kirk? This whole case just blew up.
Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Guys, I know it's been a little bit slow with me, like actually trying to make these videos, edit them and everything, so it takes a little bit longer. But guys, sorry for the noise. Guys, I live near an airport and it's quite crazy the noise you get from that area. But guys, I'm here to talk about, of course, the Charlie Kirk situation. Guys, I could remember in September when he died. Is it like the 17th? I don't know. No, let's just leave it, or whatever it is. But the thing is, guys, when he died, there were a lot of course, speculations and saying, oh, he was assassinated. We saw it on TV, guys. I can't believe. I know it was a little bit traumatic for me because I watched the video twice and I didn't watch it again. And the first time I watched the video, I was a little bit desensitized. I know that's not a good thing to say, but you know what? I can't help it. I was desensitized. And it's quite crazy, guys. Quite crazy how things, of course, following the demise of his death or happenings of how he died. I mean, people were hella suspicious of how his wife moved, because people were saying, how can she just move on so easily and say morbid things like, my husband is dead, but there's nothing I can do about it. We just have to move on from it. And it's quite crazy. It's quite nuts. And it just leads me to the question of, how could they have easily accused him? Because when he came out, people were actually analyzing the shot, because it would take a damn good professional to be able to do what they did to Charlie. So of course people were confused that, look at someone who is as free-spirited or as liberal as he get, because I don't know even what they said about him is true anymore. Because if the gun did not match, if the bullet did not match the rifle that was found, what do you want people to believe? What do you actually want people to believe? Because so you're like, oh, like, what do you actually want people to believe? No, think about it. What do you want people to believe? They were saying, oh, he was someone who had a boyfriend, or is it a girlfriend who was transsexual. So that's what people were questioning, that how come a guy, a man, is he a 23-year-old Tyler Robinson, is that his name? Who grew up in what do they call? How can a man who grew up in a situation, in a religious, how can I put it, in a white conservative household, be as liberal as this, or turns out to be this liberal and ends up word on the street, like firing the bullet that killed Charlie? So I'm like, wow. And the thing is, when Charlie was, people speculated that, oh, is the other party that did it, is the other party that did it. Newsflash, people were also saying it came from maybe the party which he had, served. And people were saying, oh, maybe it's because he changed his views on Israel. That's what people were saying. That's what Candace Owens is saying. That is because he changed his views on Israel. That is why he was being gunned down, because the money okay, guys, go back to the video I made about the Nepo kid that exposes Erica Kirk. The Nepo kid was saying they were actually gearing Charlie Kirk to become president. That was exactly what was happening. They were gearing Charlie Kirk to become president. They were gearing Charlie Kirk to become the president, and maybe eventually he would have even become president, because look at what he built. And guys, I said it in my previous video that if all what Candace Owens is saying to be true, maybe who knows if Turning Point USA would have maybe rifled MAGA in the future, because MAGA serves Israel, but Turning Point USA does not serve Israel. So, especially actually referring to what other people are saying, or what Candace Owens was actually saying to other people as well. So, what do they want us to believe? What do they actually want us to believe? And I said, and I was not going to talk about this anymore. Of course, when things come about, I'm going to bring it and talk about it on the channel. So I'm like, oh, so what is it then? Did he, Charlie, or it was a different person who did it to him? That I will not investigate. I will not investigate. Why am I investigating that stuff? Why am I talking about the word investigate? So what do they want us to believe in this situation? What do they want us to believe? It's either he did it or he did not. Period. Those are the two scenarios. Oh, and even one scenario even to talk to the matter, because the more things come about it, is the more we start to say, oh my God. Many people said, oh, he didn't do it. He didn't do it. He didn't do it. He didn't do it. Every time, we hear about it. We see about it, because people say, but how can a 23-year-old amateur get that range that killed Charlie? That's what people were saying. I didn't say it. I'm just repeating what people said. That how did he get to that range that killed him? Like how? I don't understand. Guys, please give your comment in the comment section, because this thing is just rolling into a big bowl of what I do not know. So, in my own opinion, regardless of what other people might say, I do not know about this topic, or I don't know, guys. I don't know if I even care. I don't know. I just want to, like the Tyler Robinson and the Charlie Kirk situation is just sometimes overwhelming, I don't know what is going to be next. Guys, please, if you want to give your comment sections, comment in the comment sections below, please be nice. Just do it respectfully, okay? Thank you.